Today we're driving the 2012 Mazda 3 with Skyactiv technology. Since this is a mid-cycle refresh, exterior changes are subtle, but don't let that fool you. This car packs some serious upgrades. It's not just a new nose, though it has that too. So what is Skyactiv? It's Mazda's clean sheet approach to developing next-generation fuel economy without sacrificing performance. Case in point, the Skyactiv 2-liter direct-injection gas engine found in this 3. It gets up to 40 mpgs and still kicks down 155 horsepower and 148 foot-pounds of torque on regular fuel. Inside, the car is very similar to the 2011 model. It's nice for the range, but Mazda wanted to do better, so they cleaned it up with an aim of minimizing the driver's measurable eye movement. That translates to simplified dials that are easier to read at a glance. Okay, we're now in the 2012 Mazda 3. This is the sedan. This has the 6-speed manual transmission. Earlier drove the automatic, and with me is...
Aki Sugawara from Yahoo Autos.
Ding! For 2012, Skyactiv technology will only be available in the mid-range iTouring and iGrand Touring models. Now this is not a full Skyactiv car. The first Skyactiv Mazda, where end-to-end is all Skyactiv technologies, will be the upcoming CX-5, which will be coming out next year. This car, what they did is it's a mid-cycle refresh. They took that motor, that drivetrain, and they put it into this Mazda 3. Now, they didn't get rid of their 2-liter, their 2.5. Those have been now moved kind of slightly up for the 2.5 and slightly down for the 2. So now you can get a Mazda 3 starting at like 15.5. Of course, for the sake of economy, some compromises had to be made. Low rolling resistance tires, for example. But they would not sacrifice their sidewall strength. They were very specific about that, just for the sake of economy. They wanted to balance. Every time they say economy, in the same sentence, in some way or another, they would also mention performance or fun. So what about the rest of the car? Kind of a cool thing on this, the gauge cluster is really nice, very visible. Up here we have a multi-gauge cluster that shows, fuel economy and all that stuff. Over here we have the radio, very obvious. The transmission, the throw is fantastic. And the Mazda, they give you this steering wheel that has like 1,000 buttons on it. Really, that's too many buttons.
That is.
But one of the best things about this car is actually the suspension. It's a little rough right here because you have that just never-ending ridges and the stupid California highways. But on the side canyon roads, which we were in earlier, it was amazing. It was so good for a car of this price point. Now, I gotta say, the new Impreza has a really good feel as well. So there's gonna be a little bit of competition there on the suspension side. But where the Impreza really compromised in terms of horsepower and torque, this car really doesn't compromise in that. So in a way, it's a lot more of a complete package. Third gear, we're getting a lot of pull right here. We're on a pretty steep incline. Now let's go to fourth gear. There's pull here. On the Impreza, I'd have to downshift into third. True, sad, but true. Now this is a 6-speed transmission also, and boy, does it feel good. Isn't that snappy?
Yeah, it's very satisfying. I mean, the throws are short. It's really nice. The only downside is I think the pedal travel is a little too long and it grabs kind of late for me.
Yeah, on the clutch. It's better than the Hyundai, which has just a horribly high clutch throw. But this is nice. This is nice. You can tell that this is a car that's been signed off by somebody who actually likes to drive. So they've improved the looks, they've improved the handling, they've improved the power, and they've improved economy. Basically, this car is just a win-win-win-win-win. How would I pick it over the Impreza and or the Veloster? In a way, it's actually not that difficult at all, because between the Impreza, the Veloster, and the Mazda 3 here, you have 3 very, very different ways of going about building a car. In a way, as people have all been gravitating, trying to accomplish the same things, they've actually managed to differentiate their products in a way that is meaningful. You know, Subaru, all-wheel drive. You get it because it has all-wheel drive, and it's a great car. The Veloster, it's unique. It has tech gadgets. It has a 7-inch display, and it looks cool and unique and different. So if you're into that, you'd buy that. And the Mazda, if you want a car that's a front-wheel drive yet is still a fun car to drive and gets the 40 miles per gallon, then this is the car you get. It's great. And if you want to buy a Honda Civic, you buy a Honda Civic. Those people aren't going to buy anything but a Honda Civic. So, you know, in a way, it's almost like it's this. I was always afraid that the economy aspect was really going to kill cars. But in a way, it's actually forcing manufacturers to differentiate their products a little bit better than they ever have, which is great. I'm happy. Oh, and I like this car. As equipped with signature sky blue paint, 16-inch alloy wheels, and Bluetooth hands-free, our test car rang the register at $19,000 and change. This included the Skyactiv 6-speed manual transmission, good for 39 miles per gallon. For the full 40, you would need the Skyactiv Drive Automatic, which we covered in an earlier video. I'm Ryan Douthit. Thanks for watching. They were saying that they've measured everything, like they have a higher contrast level now on the metals and the plastics, so visually you can respond and see what you want to switch by 0.0015 milliseconds faster. Awesome! Crazy engineers! Oh yeah, and I love these freeways. These freeways are great. Can't you just feel the love of these? No, it's not that bad.